What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint. We're back with another CGC Spotlight. This time we have Strange Tales 110, graded at a 5.0 by CGC. First appearance of Doctor Strange and more. So stick around and we'll take a look at it. Alright guys, so first time we're getting to do this book. It's a big one, man. First appearance of Doctor Strange. Obviously, it's been hotter than ever with Doctor Strange becoming a big part of the MCU. And what's funny about this is that Manimal and I were speculating on what's going to be the next big bad villains, right? So we got the Fantastic Four Annual 6 because of Annihilus. And we're like, yo, what issue is Nightmare come out in? Because Nightmare is a big villain for Doctor Strange. Looked it up. It's the Strange Tales 110, same as the first appearance of Doctor Strange, of the Ancient One, and of Wong. So, kind of sucks in that sense that it's not another spec book out there, but it does make this book that much cooler, that you got 4 big first appearances in the Doctor Strange world and mythos. It's also the first Pace Pop Pete team up, because these Strange Tale books were always 2 stories in one. So the downside of Strange Tales 110 is that the cover is the story that's the non-Doctor Strange story, the Human Torch, Pace Pot, Pete story. So Doctor Strange isn't on the cover. Nothing that has to do with that story is. It's just his first appearance within the book. So that's kind of a downer. But nonetheless, it's a big Marvel book. Let's take a little look-see at it. You have Dr. Stephen Strange, arguably one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe as far as being a master of the mystic arts, the Sorcerer Supreme, by the Eye of Agamotto. Should have got TiVo on here to help us talk about Doctor Strange, but it's actually a Steve Ditko story, but the cover is Jack Kirby. And it's a Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, and Hart story. I forget who Hart is. Dick Ayers, Larry Lieber, Matt Fox, and Steve Ditko did interiors. And like I mentioned, Steve Ditko did this Doctor Strange stuff. And Jack Kirby did the cover art. Came out July of 1963. So only a couple of months after some of the big Marvel first appearances. So, you know how we like to do this. Let's look at the CGC census and see how many Strange Tales 110 have been graded by CGC. And then we'll take a look at what the value is. Alright guys, so looking at the CGC census, there have been 1,534 copies of Strange Tales 110 graded in total. The 5.0, which is the very good / fine range, there have been 154. Out of those, only 126 received the unrestored Universal Blue label. Then you have 0 qualified green labels, 18 signature series, and 10 restored purple label of death. Cool. So, what I'm holding in my hands, only 154 of these around, or less, if somebody cracked one and got it pressed up or pressed down. So, looking at GPA, this is the subscription-based website that tracks all CGC eBay sales, and I'm not really sure what other auction houses. They used to do others, now they don't. I don't even know at this point. But looking at the 12-month average, this book in a 5.0 has been selling for $1,873, dropped down by about $20 for the 90-day average. In the last 3 months, the average has been $1,851. Last sale was $1,824. Now, the high sale this year is the highest that it's ever sold for in a 5.0, which was $2,350. And somebody caught one on the low end for $1,666. So, like a stock market game, man. If you're that guy who bought it for $1,600 and sold it for $2,300, you're doing all right. Looking at surrounding grades, 4.5s are averaging about $1,800, and then 5.5s are about $1,800. 6.0, $3,650 is the last sale, and the average $3,000. So that's what I'm talking about when you're finding that sweet spot. I'll take a 5 over a 6 if it's going to save me about $1,500. So it seems just by glancing at GPA that 5.0 is the sweet spot in this book. And maybe a little bit undervalued looking at what the 6.0s and 6.5s are going for. Interesting food for thought. If I were to buy it at 5.0, I'm trying to get it for 1,700. That's what I would try to buy it for. Because, Doctor Strange movie has already been out. He was already in Infinity War. You'll see some spikes when the sequel starts being promoted, and the movies really drive the value of these books for whatever reason. I don't know. I guess it's because more awareness of the character. Oh, I do like Doctor Strange, and I'm 30-something years old and I have a lot of money. Yeah, I'll go buy that comic book. So that's probably what it is. Even though it doesn't make sense to me, how come you care about him now just because there's a movie? I don't know. But either way, that's the game we're in. This has been the CGC Spotlight on Strange Tales 110, graded at a 5.0. Let me know what you think about this book. Are you a big Doctor Strange fan? And what do you think what they're going to do for the sequel? They got to bring out Nightmare. Man, I remember Joe Jusko did an awesome Nightmare card for his 92 Marvel Masterpieces. Very dope. And what about Steve Ditko, man? A lot of people credit Steve Ditko's Doctor Strange as kind of like putting him on the map with that psychedelic environments that he created. And damn, I forget, is it the Dreamscape? Or am I thinking about Sandman? The Astral Plane? That's what it is. And all the different dimensions. But let me know what you think. Make sure to hit the like on the way out. And make sure to subscribe to the channel for more daily content. We look at CGC Grail issues. This is a real comic book. Real CGC. Somebody bought it from Comic Link, which is an auction house. This is not like a cardboard cutout. And yeah, make sure to sub it up. Got daily content. We do this and we do a slew of other things, including, reading comics and giving reviews, weekly polls, statue stuff, live shows, Comic-Con coverage, everything. So you guys stay tuned, stay minty fresh. Peace.